I was very concerned about my ears in 3D. I thought that could have been a problem, but it turned out to be okay.
Okay, you know your kid won the goldfish in that little baggie from the school fair and you didn't want that nasty thing in your house, so you flush it down the toilet? Well, this what happened.
Aliens in 3D. I mean, they're kind of scary, actually, aren't they?
You know, I think Barry Sonnenfeld, the director, did a brilliant job of the use of 3D. He didn't do all of the things coming at you. He set things from the screen, and he worked the 3D in depth, and he worked it in height. This is really one of the best-looking 3D movies you're ever going to see.
Our reporter Martha Fairley is at the scene of that accident near the Hindhead Tunnel. What do we know so far about what might have caused this accident, Martha?
Well, Surrey police say they don't believe another vehicle was involved or that road conditions or weather were to blame for this accident just before midnight here on the A3. A coach full of festival goers in their 20s was heading back from the festival, which was held on the Isle of Wight. They were heading to Merseyside when the coach left the road and hit a tree and overturned in what we've been told was a significant impact. Now, 3 people on board were killed. One of them, we believe, was the driver, and another 50 passengers were all taken to 5 hospitals in the area.
Hello, I'm Richard Orford. You might recognise me from such programmes as Master Cash and the Sunday Roller. Today I'm here to tell you about a new series on Sky Poker, a non-poker show, if you will, and finding out what is TK, what makes TK tick. He's inside there looking at ducks right now. Let's go and speak to him. And here we see in his natural habitat the greater spotted tit, Tony TK Kendall. You don't realise how tempting it is to just give him a little push him in. Let's go and talk to him. All right, Duck Warrior, how are you? That's Warrior, not Warrior.
Richard, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate.
I'm pretty happy this morning to be here.
You look very happy. So, as I say on US dramas, previously in the story of TK's life, difficult childhood, happy at times, struggled a bit at school. One day, woke up, everything was cushy, builder's apprentice.
He's thinking, you know, that he might get him off a similar hand or a king, but really he kind of played it wrong from start to finish there, I've got to say, the Queen Jack.
Yeah, it's very tough to play these hands out of position.
Today, Roman Abramovich won his legal row with Boris Berezovsky when the High Court in London rejected claims that he'd blackmailed Mr. Berezovsky over an oil deal. Bridget Kendall was in court.
This court case brought the 2 rivals face to face again. Both were in court to give evidence during the trial, which experts believe could be the most costly of its kind to date.
This will go down in history as the most expensive legal case involving individuals.
The worst outbreak for 20 years.
Zoe got whooping cough when she was at her most vulnerable, just 4 weeks old, too young to be immunised. The bacterial infection has killed 10 infants this year. Zoe ended up on a ventilator and spent a month in hospital.
It's just the worst thing in the world, for seeing your baby going blue, and you can't do anything as a mum to help her go blue. And thinking about it now, just stand, watching, and you can't do anything.
The vaccine will work by boosting the immunity of pregnant women. Antibodies will cross to the unborn baby, giving them protection until they're old enough to be vaccinated at 2 months. The jab also protects against diphtheria, tetanus and polio, and is the same vaccine that's given to 3-year-olds as a preschool booster. Health officials say there are no safety concerns about the vaccine and point to a similar program which has been underway in the US for more than a year.
We're talking about children who get extraordinarily ill and indeed who die from whooping cough. That's a real risk, and that is something that we need to do our utmost to prevent, to protect these babies, and that's what mothers can do.
The vaccine programme will begin next week. The jab will be offered to all women between 28 and 38 weeks of pregnancy, at their routine antenatal appointments. Fergus Walsh, BBC News, at the Department of Health.
So, David Cameron slipped up slightly when he was quizzed on history. Let's see how people fare with the BBC Breakfast History Quiz. OK, what year was the Queen's coronation?
1721.
1721? 1953. How many wives did Henry VIII have?
8.
6. Everyone says 8.
Oh, was it? Oh, he must have killed 2 without anyone knowing.
What year did the Titanic sink?
1912.
Very good. How many wives did Henry VIII have?
I'm a teacher. 6.
Very good. Which king abdicated in 1936?
Is that him with the
No,
arrow?
no king.
1936.
Oh, 36. No, it was a bit later than that, wasn't it?
I think you might be thinking of Harold.
Oh, yes, that's him.
Oscar-nominated actress Anne Hathaway, who plays a stunning Catwoman. I've been to see her.
There's a storm coming.
You sound like you're looking forward to it.
I'm adaptable.
There was a whole process of transformation in order to become this part. It was challenging for sure, but I think what would have made it hard is if they'd expected me to like be a new person in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I had 4 months to create a baseline of strength, and then I had a further 6 weeks to learn how to fight. And then I was able to continue both of those things for the next 6 months of filming. And so we had a lot of time to do all this stuff.